Welcome to JackHorney.com show.
Hi folks, I'm just doing a quick one today. You might have noticed Prince Harry's decided to live in Canada. It's been all over the news. If you don't know Prince Harry is that bloke who got caught doing the dancing around the snooker hall, and then his PR team got him to do the games with the soldiers. It's basically PR. But anyway, this in some ways this is good news for me because it's another nail in the coffin of the royal family. I'll always say this after the Queen. I think she's the only one who's in the main royal family who's popular. I don't think anyone gives a damn about the rest, even though the press keep with all the PR spin. The press keep trying to get people excited, but I don't think anyone gives a rat's ass about them anymore. I don't think they've got the public's imagination, and I think they haven't had it for a while. I remember in the 70s, or was it? No, I think it was the 80s actually, early 80s. The Queen went past our house, and only 4 people, if I remember, stood watching. That was the 80s, and I think since then they've even got less popular. I don't think people are that interested in them. I don't believe the cobblers that they bring in millions of pounds in tourism, because the logic would be that people would come in, stand outside Buckingham Palace, and then go back on the plane home. Well, they don't do that. It's just another tourist attraction. They're no more bringing millions of pounds than the statue in London that people go see. Whatever. I don't know what statues are in London. They're just a tourist site to look at. It's something people always do. No one's really that bothered. Let's be honest. The good thing about this, is that it's taken away. It's messing up the PR work that the royal family keep trying to do. It's quite clear that Prince William's as dull as dishwater. So obviously they've got him married to Kate, who's the only one who's glamorous. But because she should be the one in the news, and yet Prince Harry and Meghan constantly, they've taken over completely. William and Kate, forget them now. They've gone. Unless something happens, I suspect Prince Harry and Meghan will be constantly in the news. If the fact that they've gone to Canada, I suspect they'll try and get on the news as often as they can, so they'll publicise them like crazy. I don't think if they're planning selling stuff, I don't think people will buy it unless they do in America. I can't imagine people going to be buying the bits and bobs off them, but you never know. So when they've sort of, if they're thinking they're going to set up some website and it's going to sell, I don't know, bits and bobs as if it's high quality merch, I don't think people will be that interested. But I might be wrong. Maybe Canadians or Americans will buy it off for other people. But in reality, I think they'll end up being the ones in the news, and they'll just stuff the royal family. So it's irrelevant now. The royal family in the UK will become irrelevant because even if William does become king, I don't think he'll even be reported. That's how uninteresting. If let's put it this way, if Prince Harry did something, and Prince William on the same day as being made king, I think the news would present Prince Harry first. It's like today. Kate's got a birthday, and it's been completely dominated by Meghan and Harry. That's just to stick 2 fingers up in the face. No, there's a picture where they claim where she's driving is Kate, looking very unhappy. Well, you would be. all the publicity's just been taken from you. That's disastrous. It's a disaster of PR for Kate and William. But that's it. It's over. You've just got no. The publicity for Kate and William is dying off completely. But I just can't wait for the royal family to go. They're so unimportant. I don't know why people act as if they're important. They're just a normal family. Yet people feel the need to bow down to them. I mean, I suppose some people, it seems to be the elderly of a generation, seem to feel the need that they need to bow down and scrape and feel inferior to somebody, which is fine. I mean, if you want to bow down to anyone if you want. I mean, I'm not going to tell you to stop bowing down. If you feel so inferior to other people that you feel the need to bow and scrape. I mean, I've seen that in another. There was I forget which royal family. People go in and they crawl on the floor to them. Sod that. You don't crawl to any royal family. There's no one I'd crawl down to. But then again, I suppose I've got more respect for myself than to crawl down to any royal family. They're nobodies. Sod them. There's no royal family in the world that's important. They're all just people just born into it. But anyway, and yeah, I think you can see the royal family. They'll be doing PR after PR now. They'll be going hyperdrive for the publicity people at the royal family. It'll be quite fun and entertaining to see how they spin this. But you can tell, I mean, they're going to be fuming because it's gone belly up now. I mean, you can tell even the fact Prince Harry's taken away the publicity from his own brother. I mean, that's the biggest stab in the back. Ooh, ouch, ouch, ouch. Because it will now be, I mean, by definition, they've gone over there as Prince Harry and Meghan to become famous. I mean, that's their point, isn't it? I mean, they're there, they're planning on making money. So, by definition, it'd be that they must, and plans must be to be in the news as much as possible. And because they'll have the powerhouse of America as well, they're gonna, and because they'll probably separate themselves off. They're doing whatever they want. They're not giving a damn clearly about the royal family. They're making it about themselves. So you basically now got Prince Harry taking over the main role rather than Prince William, which is hysterical. I mean, it's hysterical watching the royal family destroy themselves now. They're just collapsing. Because once you've done that, now Prince Harry's gone over there. Unless Prince William's dumb as too smart, he has to try and do something to become more popular. And you can see, anyway, I'm not bothered. Get rid of them. It costs millions. And all they are just some, you know what I mean? There's people out there struggling to get by. I mean, I'm not even a socialist, but when you see old people and mothers with like little kids struggling in mouldy flats who are just struggling to get by, and then you've got this lot getting paid millions. You know what I mean? They're both. What's the difference? What's the difference between a woman who's struggling with a couple of kids in a flat and this royal family? They're both on they're both on social. I mean, that's what they are. I mean, people forget that basically we're paying the royal family and they can do what they want. They've got millions. They're not worried about anything money-wise. It's marvellous life. And you get all these saddos who go on TV and pretend that they're best friends with them and they know them really well and they're royal experts. I mean, Christ, what do they hang about with the royal family? I mean, it's like when you see people go, oh, the royal family came down and shook my hand. I know them really well. They act as if they're best mates with the royals. Yeah, no, I doubt if they even give a rat's ass about you. Stop pretending to like you. Just because they shook your hand as you queued up in the rain for hours. Like saddos with a royal flag on your hat or something. Sat behind some cage or something because you're not good enough to walk in the same area as them. I mean, it's just the most, honestly, God, it's the most depressing thing going. I mean, the Queen used to be real. I mean, I'm talking about Queen Elizabeth. She used to be glamorous. If you look back when she was young, she looked like a film star. I don't know where all that glamour's gone. It's just, ugh. Anyway, like I say, the royal family won't be around after this Queen. I guarantee it. They might last a year, but it'll just, no one's going to, I don't think people have got, what's his name? I can't remember. His name is so irrelevant. The dad, Charles, that's it. Yeah, you can imagine day one of him becoming king. The interest will be there. No one will be interested. It's not even in the news now. And William, I mean, what's he? Ugh. It's his wife. Kate's the only one that's got any glamour. That's why they keep pushing Kate out. No one's interested in Harry. I mean, William. Well, they're not interested in Harry either, except when he dances around naked in his pool table or whatever it was, and all the other stuff. And then how the PR team have to run around and try and pretend we'll all forget all that stuff, and he's this big hero they keep pretending him to be. Where he's doing his sports events with the army people or whatever he's up to for publicity. And yeah, we know it's publicity. Don't pretend he's doing this because he gives a damn. He might do. I mean, he might give a damn, but it comes across. Let's put it this way: it comes across as pure PR to me. Everything I see is just PR. PR, and look at me, I'm so special, and I'm like, you can't touch me. I mean, and the other thing that bugs me is how they keep saying, no, you can't say anything about Meghan because she's black. Hang about, she's the whitest person I've ever seen. I don't get this, why everyone keeps claiming she's black. In what way is she black? She's white, isn't she? She's whiter than me, that's for sure. Anyway, but still. I mean, I actually like Meghan, but I mean, she's a film star. I suspect that's what she wants to be, is an A-list film star. Hang about the A-listers, and she probably will be because she's now that famous that she'll probably be, the TV firms will want to have her as a film star. Because I hadn't heard about, I think she did some small shows in America, small parts, but this is how you boost your career. And I think, for me, and I don't blame her. I think that's what she wants to be, is a big film star or an A-lister. Well, good on her. I don't mind. But anyway, at least it's now. It makes the royal family look ridiculous, and I'm enjoying this now. I'm quite enjoying watching the royal family collapse before. I always knew, and I'll say it because it was going to happen. After the Queen, people won't care about the royal family, and I'm not interested. It's rubbish that I don't believe a word that the royal family bring in millions of pounds. I don't think that you could even prove that, because every time I hear it, which is just PR, I don't think there's any evidence for it. Like I said, if that was the case, we wouldn't have tourists in York or Ilkley. I've gone to York and it's packed full of tourists. Packed. Well, clearly they're not going to see the Queen. Now, there might have been, but, there's things in York they're seeing. It's nonsense to pay somebody just because you're claiming that they're bringing tourism. Supposing... let's be honest, if you're in the UK and you became famous and you had a lot of people driving past your house, should the state pay you millions of pounds because you're famous and you're bringing tourism in? That's the logic. It's a bit like there's a cafe near me, well, not near me, but it's where they filmed Last of the Summer Wine. Now that brings in tourism, but no one's giving the cafe owner millions of pounds, are they? And yet they're bringing in hundreds of tourists all the time, probably as many. The place is packed full of them because of that. It's a lot of things bring in tourism, and they don't get money for it. So let's not kid around here. And Buckingham Palace isn't an attractive building by any means. And just think how many people who are homeless could live in there. You'd probably solve a lot of the homeless crisis in this country, especially London. They'd have thought there's enough room in Buckingham Palace to house most of the homeless. And by the way, I know, when we talk about homeless, I'm talking about rough sleepers. And when we talk about rough sleepers, we have to acknowledge that people who are rough sleepers, not everyone is some people are alcoholics and some have mental health problems or learning disabilities. So it gets a bit more complicated than just saying there's a house. I'm going off subject here, but I was a student nurse, and I remember one of the guys, he had learning disabilities, and he had a house. It was a lovely house. I mean, a really nice house, but he'd always live on the street because he had learning disabilities and mental health problems. He was abused, basically. So it gets complicated when we talk about that. Sometimes I think people think you just build a house and it solves it solves sleeper problems, but it's slightly more I mean, some people need sectioning really for their own safety. When you've got people with severe alcoholism and drug use, it's probably best to section them, get them clean, and then house them, rather than just expect them to move into a house and where they can't cope. Anyway, that's just me, folks. Just a quick one today. I'll just make sure it's recorded because my battery's flat.